New York City is an engine of concrete, steel, and noise. Engineered for human efficiency, it stretches hundreds of feet into the air. But down at pavement level, this massive scale creates a blind spot, inherently ignoring anything small, slow, or fragile. On one sunny morning near a police training facility, the typical commute paused. A mother duck was pacing frantically in circles around a storm drain. When you are only a few inches tall, a minor divot in a road built for millions of heavy vehicles becomes an impossible canyon. This was the obstacle: a standard storm drain grate built to handle the weight of commercial trucks and fast-moving runoff. Pedestrians walking past began to hear high-pitched chirping sounds echoing up from those dark, narrow voids several feet below street level. Slipping through the cracks in that iron grid were 11 tiny ducklings. They had fallen completely out of reach, trapped together in the damp dark. Above ground, their mother refused to abandon the perimeter. The concrete and iron that trapped them was too heavy for any animal to move. Surviving this drop required a precise intervention from the giants who built the city. Officers from the nearby training facility quickly stepped in, presenting a stark physical contrast: heavy tactical gear versus ounces of feathers. Getting to the birds meant they first had to heave the heavy metal cover entirely out of its concrete frame. Next, the team of officers carefully lowered one of their own straight down into the dark, narrow, claustrophobic drain shaft. In the dark, large human hands located the loudly chirping birds, gently lifting them to the surface one by one. It required raw, brute strength to crack open the trap, but pulling 11 fragile lives out of it safely demanded extreme, deliberate gentleness. Once the final duckling was pulled from the drain, the officers placed all 11 babies side by side on an open patch of green grass. For a few seconds, the birds stood perfectly still, orienting themselves to the sudden sunlight and open air. Then they spotted their mother waiting close by. The tiny birds immediately sprinted toward her. As the officers cheered, the reunited family fell right back into line and safely waddled away together. In a matter of minutes, a severe structural hazard was resolved, collapsing the story back down to the quiet scale of a single family unit. That quiet moment didn't stay locked to that patch of grass. Bystanders uploaded a recording of the rescue, pushing the event out of a local street corner and onto the internet. This chart shows how fast the digital audience grew. Within hours, the clip spread across the country, accumulating millions of views. The footage resonated because it showed a massive, rigid bureaucracy halting its routine for a handful of fuzzy birds. People watched as a human force pushed back against the cold indifference of urban architecture. Viewers left thousands of comments expressing a shared relief. It served as concrete proof that individual acts of care still happen, even inside an environment that often feels massive and unforgiving. These officers showed us that the importance of a life is found in the willingness to save it. True compassion is a reflection of the rescuer's character, holding its value whether the subject is a city of millions or a handful of birds.